Hello everybody, this is Larry from the Shizzle Network here, and today I'm going to be actually doing my Five Nights at Freddy's videos like this, see how it turns out on YouTube. But anyway, today I am going to be doing a top 10 facts video about the Mangle. For those of you who don't know, the Mangle is one of the broken down toy animatronics that appears in the second game. So let's go right into it. Okay, so up at fact number 10 is that originally the Mangle was supposed to be a toy version of Foxy according to the phone guy, but the main reason how come the Mangle was never built like that because kids took it apart piece by piece every single day, and so they just left it there according to the phone guy as some kind of take apart and put back together attraction, and that's why the Mangle is in the biggest state of disrepair, even worse than Foxy. So up at number 9 is that the Mangle appears to have a second endoskeleton right next to its head. It's unclear as to why that endoskeleton is there, but a lot of people theorize that originally the Mangle was supposed to have some kind of a parrot on its shoulder or something, which would make sense because Foxy is a pirate, and pirates often have parrots on their shoulders. Coincidence? I don't think so. So up at number 8 is that if you happen to glare upon the Kids Cove camera, you can see on one of the paintings it depicts children ripping apart the Mangle. This is just a little slight detail, but a lot of people barely even notice this anyway because people are just busy trying not to get jump scared and all that other kind of stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out to you. One of the kids are ripping apart the Mangle, and that's an artwork. So up at number 7 is that if the Mangle does happen to get into your office, it is entirely possible to survive the night if you're really lucky, because the time when the Mangle attacks you is completely random, which is very similar to Freddy, how where he gets into your office, he jump scares you at a random point. But don't rely on this too much, because if the Mangle does happen to get into your office, you're pretty much screwed. So yeah, blah. So up at number 6 is that the Mangle is one of the active animatronics on the Ladies Night Custom Challenge. A lot of fans still actually debate as to whether the Mangle is a male or a female. The biggest arguments to support the male is the fact that the phone guy referred to it as a he, and the fact that it was originally supposed to be a redesign of Foxy. And the biggest arguments to support that it's a female is because it does have a feminine look to it. It has lipstick and feminine eyelashes and lots of pink everywhere, and the fact that it's one of the active animatronics on a ladies' night. However, some people who still stick to their game, they say that the reason how come the Mangle is one of the active animatronics on the ladies' night is to act as a balancer, to make the challenge more harder instead of making it too easy, instead of just having broken down Chica and Toy Chica. So up at number 5 is that the Mangle what is very likely candidate for the bite of 87. Now, the evidence for this is that, first of all, the way the Mangle attacks you, it strikes from above, and it strikes right where your frontal lobe would be, which is where the forehead would be. And there's also the fact that the Mangle seems to be suffering some kind of a deep depression or something because of the fact that kids keep ripping him apart like every single day. The Mangle possibly couldn't take it anymore, and during the birthday party after night 6, where supposedly Jeremy got his frontal lobe bitten off, was very probably bitten by the Mangle. But it's still speculation, and we still don't know who actually caused the bite, but it is possible that the Mangle might have been very responsible for it. So up at number 4 is that Scott Cawthon, the game's developer, did actually originally intended the Mangle to be a toy version of Foxy. And the reason why we know this is because if you look at one of the teaser images to promote Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you can see the Mangle having a hook, and standing the same way Foxy is on the left. So this pretty much told us that Scott originally intended the Mangle to be a normal walking animatronic, but then changed ideas during development. And this kind of ties in with my number 10 fact, how it was originally supposed to be a redesign of Foxy. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out to you. So up at number 3 is that it is entirely possible that the Mangle was inspired by Rolf the Wolf and Earl Schmurl. And Rolf the Wolf was a dog animatronic along with his sidekick, his puppet, Earl Schmurl, from the Rockafire band at Showbiz Pizza, which was a former competitor to Chuck E. Cheese, but when Chuck E. Cheese bought it, that's why it closed down. Yeah, slight detail right there. I'm just saying I wouldn't even be surprised if the Mangle was inspired by Rolf the Wolf and Earl Schmo, because they both have a similar kind of thing, and the fact that Rolf was holding Earl on his right hand, it pretty much spells out a lot as to why the Mangle does have a second endoskeleton right next to its head. So open number 2 is that the Mangle has a very, very rare chance of becoming active on the first night. Okay, so you guys might be saying, well, maybe because when you're not active, the Mangle becomes active. Well, actually, that's what happens in the first game. Foxy can do the exact same thing, except that in Fossy's case, Foxy can become active if you're not being active for over a minute. He can attack you on the first night. Where in the Mangle's case, it doesn't really matter. It's just really up to the game. It's more of like a Easter egg possibly left by Scott, you know. But like I said, yeah, the Mangle does have a very rare chance of becoming active on the first night, so beware. And now, finally, for fact number 1 is that if you analyze the Mangle's erratic static, you can actually hear that it is very possible that the Mangle is trying to call the police. How do we know this? Well, if you listen closely to it, if you listen very, very closely, if you got the ears of a hawk, you can actually hear at one point the Mangle says, the radio says 10-1. And if you Google what 10-1 means in police codes, it means, it's a code meaning bad reception or weak signal, which possibly means that the Mangle is trying to call the police, but of course it can't due to bad reception. And this does make a lot of sense because the phone guy did mention that the toy animatronics are tied into a criminal database, and so they have like police scanners in their inside their systems, and when they do detect a predator in the records, they immediately call the police, while at the same time they try to stop you by attacking you, which a lot of fans theorize is the main reason why the toy animatronics are attacking you, because supposedly they match you to a criminal in the records and they have to attack you, which is very probably what the Mangle did. Another piece of evidence that points to this that points to the contrary is the fact that if you do happen to glare upon one of the secret files that Smike TV introduced on one of his channels, but he said it was originally brought by some Reddit user who browsed the files and clicked team or something, and that if you look at the sprite of the Mangle that was present in the Save the minigame, you can see, excuse me, that it's entitled "He Was Here." And so what I think is that the Mangle witnessed the murder of the 5 children. Ever since then, he tried to call the police and bring help to inform them that a killer is inside the building hurting the children. But of course, it just can't do that because whoever the killer was, he possibly messed up their police scanners to make it so that every single time they try to call the police, they can't do the bad reception. Okay, I know. Fact number 1 was kind of long. You guys might have been wondering, okay, yes, you're only giving us facts, not theories. I just wanted to point out to the contrary. That's all I wanted to do. But anyways, guys, if you did pretty much enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe for more videos from the Shizzle Network. And until then, peace out and deuces beyond the infinite.